Okay, so this is the final video tutorial for Assessment 3, locating, selecting, and evaluating information using online search tools. So for section 1, we covered, as you would remember, using search engines like Google, of course, to search for, select and evaluate web pages or websites. For the second section, the search tool that you used was EBSCOhost, as in an online subscription periodical database to search for journal articles. So I hope you did that. You were able to create your search strings, appropriate search strings, use different ways to narrow your search by selecting a subject-specific database, using advanced search, different limiters, etc. And now we are on to section 3, which is using an online library catalog, otherwise known as an OPAC. And we'll be looking at that in section 3, so I'll be walking you through that. And then for the last section, section 4, you will be formatting the list of citations from both assignment 3, which is this assignment, as well as the citations for assignment 2. So you will be compiling all of the references, all of the sources that you have used so far, or at least consulted so far for your research topic. So you'll be pulling from the citations from assignment 2, where you would have selected a dictionary, an encyclopedia, a thesaurus, and a statistical source. So that would be your 4 citations from assignment 2. And then you will be adding the 3 citations, 3 references from assignment 3, your website, your journal article, and your book from assignment 3. So that's 7 citations altogether to create your working bibliography. Okay, as you have here, your works cited, references, or bibliography. So that will go there. So that's the 2 sections that we would be looking at to wrap up assignment 3. So I'm going to scroll back up to the beginning of section 3, where you're being asked to locate, select, and evaluate print or electronic books from an online library catalog, OPAC, or another, that should say another, online search tool. So your guidelines: use the COSTAT online catalog, that's the online catalog used by COSTAT's libraries, or the NALIS online catalog, which will be the catalog used by the National Libraries of Trinidad and Tobago. And we'll also see if we can discover or explore how to use the ebooks section within EBSCOhost's Discovery service. You're also free to use Google Books or Amazon.com once you get the full ebook. So you're not meant to, you obviously need the information in an actual book, whether it is the full copy print version or a full copy electronic version, but you need to have the full book in order to select your information and, of course, to evaluate it to back up or support your research topic, your thesis statement, etc. Okay, so for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm just going to walk through some of the basics in terms of how to complete the worksheet for this section. So we'll start with A. State the name of the library of the online catalog or online search tool of the print ebook selected. So as you can see here, I have COSTAT Campus Library, or you can just put COSTAT Library. Main library, if you're going to use the main library at on Melville Lane, or if it's in Chaguanas, or if it's in El Dorado, or Sangre Grande, or the South Campus, whichever library that you are using, you need to state where it is. If you're using NALIS, then you say if it's NALIS's main library or one of the branch libraries, Arima, Shogunas, etc. Okay, so we want the name of the library. That's important. Okay, next, B, you're going to do a search and write the number of results retrieved. So you don't necessarily have to put the search string as I have stated here. I just put this here to let you know that I will be using a search string. So I'm going across to the browser, and I'm going to start off with a walkthrough of how to use Costats online public access catalog. Okay, just as you would have done for Google, where you have both a basic search and an advanced search, the same applies for the online public access catalog. You would also remember using a basic search and advanced search in EBSCOhost as well. So we're going to start with a basic search, which is also, you can also use in here. In this search bar, as you can see, I have already typed in, I had already gotten some practice with this. So I'm going to try climate change and hoax. And I'm doing that deliberately, as you will see in a little bit. So it's a very simple search string. Okay, so this is exactly what I got before. My search resulted in no hits. If this happens, you go back. Because your pool of resources is not as vast or infinite as Google, where you get millions and millions of hits. The resources you have in a physical library, the collection is limited in terms of there are a finite number of books and resources that you have within a physical library. So you may have to reduce or narrow your search or broaden your search rather a bit more. So I'm going to try a specific basic search. So I just did a basic search here, but I do want to click on basic search to show you a slightly different interface. So I'm just going to try climate change, and I'm using this as a phrase search within quotation marks because I want to search this term together. It's a basic search, so I'm not going to interfere with any of the limiters. I'm just going to hit search. Okay, so here we have 10 results found, right? In Costat library, 10 results, 10 books, where the subject of the book is about climate change. Yes, so as you can see, some of them you will see the term climate change directly in the title. Okay. So we can, if we go back to our assignment worksheet, we can put in 10 results. So it doesn't ask if you did a basic search or an advanced search. It's just asking you to do whichever search yields the best results for you. I am going to try the advanced search, however, just to see if I can create any limiters. So I am going to try climate change again as a phrase search. And okay, so it's already as a phrase. Yes, I want to keep it as a phrase. So these are my limiters. And I want it specifically in the title. So I'm looking for the keyword or key phrase, climate change, as a phrase within the title of the book. I go down to the right, I hit search, and only 4 results. Right, so this helps me to narrow down my search a little bit by using the limiters because I want it to be that focused and targeted on the topic of climate change. So you will see each of these 4 titles has climate change in the title. Okay. All right. So if we go back to the worksheet, You have put in that information, so you can decide if you want to use a basic search or an advanced search. Now I'm going to try Analysis Library Catalog, right? So similar fields that you're expected to fill. This is a basic search, and you'll see here over on the right, there's also the option for an advanced search. So we can do search library, everything. So you click on the drop down arrows for each field. I want a library search. I would like to see the word climate change in the title. And again, I'm going to put climate change in quotation marks. Fill out my oop. Yeah, hit search. Okay, so we have 59 results found. So if you decide you want to use analysis library, then you put analysis library here and you put the number of results you got for your search, whether it's basic or advanced, it's up to you. I'm just going to click on advanced search to show you what the advanced page looks like. So we can go with, I tried hoax and climate change. So we want the exact phrase, we want hoax. I probably only want to limit this obviously to books. I want a physical book. If you want an ebook, you can also select ebook if you wish. Now, but in order for you to access the ebooks, you need to be a member of the library. So if you're not a registered member of any of Analysis libraries, this is the National Library, you won't be able to access some of these resources. Okay, if you have to borrow a book, by all means, you would need your library card. Again, be a registered library member. And if you don't have time to sign up or register, then you are free to use the books within the library. You just won't be able to borrow them. Okay, so I'm going to select English, obviously, as my language of choice. I don't want to do too much narrowing. Let's see what happens here. I hit advanced search down on the right, and you would see that there are no results. So obviously, for your online catalogs, you want to keep the search very simple. Keep it to your main keyword. Okay, so we hit search. Sorry, this should have been my advanced search. So I go back to advanced search. I hit climate change, which is like a phrase search here. Any format, yes, I want books. Any language, yes, I want English. And you can even limit to any library. It depends where you are, which branch you're using, which library you're at. You can select that. And I'm going to hit advanced search and see what happens. Okay, 171 results found. Now that's a lot, of course. And it's important at this point that you look at the call number, right? Look at the information that is provided for each title, each book that's part of the results list. The call number in particular is important because you want to know whether this book is appropriate for your purpose. Okay? Now, your call number tells you lots of things about a book. The first thing it does, it tells you where to find the book on the shelf, right? The National Library uses the Dewey Decimal Classification System. And in your readings in the e-classroom, I'll scroll down to the section. You'll be introduced to the Dewey Decimal Classification System and the Library of Congress classification system, which is used by COSTAT and other tertiary education institutions. So you'll see the call numbers here. This is the call number here in COSTAT's library call number. So you'll notice that call numbers in For COSTAT, begin with alphabet, with letters of the alphabet, whereas for NALIS, the call numbers begin with numbers. So we're not going to take on this just yet. I will explain what these letters mean in a while. But these are separate coding. You're looking at the numerical coding here for the call numbers for NALIS, and you're looking at the call numbers here. You see that they're together, right? So this is alphanumeric, meaning alphabet and numerals together. That's the code for the Library of Congress classification system, and for the Dewey Decimal System, it's numbers. As I said, this section will be highlighted for week 11. Okay, this is right. We are coming to the end of week 10, so this is week 11. That's beginning for CRN 25161 will be on Wednesday, and of course the 25162 you begin on Thursday. So you will be introduced to what is called the organization of knowledge, how books in a library are organized according to classification systems. And as I said, you'll be introduced to the Dewey Decimal Classification System. I'll just click on that. Ooh, the page is not found. I have to do some cleaning up. So let's go here. Okay, classification system. If it does not work here, so you'll get some information in history on the Dewey. Okay, so the page is not found for both of these. That's not a problem. So you go here to get information, history and origins, development of both systems, both the Dewey Decimal and the Library of Congress classification system. And you can check out below here more information about the Dewey Decimal classification system. I would recommend that you print these. So this is the Dewey Decimal classification system. I'll just zoom out a little bit. And as you will see, it begins with numbers, beginning with 000, and it's according to subject categories. It goes from 000, 100, there are 10 classifications in the Dewey Decimal System, to 900, right? So 00 doesn't start at 100, it starts at 000, generalities, and it goes all the way to the 900s. And you'll see that it's a very finite classification system. You have some very broad topics, generalities, philosophy and psychology. There's a typo here. That should be PSYCH. Religion, social sciences, language, natural science and mathematics, technology, as in applied sciences, not necessarily IT. IT, interestingly enough, will be found under generalities because when the Dewey Decimal Classification System was created, I believe in 1948, there were no computers back then. So anything that did not, any subject matter that did not fall squarely under any of these 9 classifications would find themselves in the generalities section. Okay, so I hope that's not confusing. Then we have 700 the arts, 800 literature and rhetoric, and 900 geography and history. If you've ever watched Jeopardy, these categories look a little bit like Jeopardy categories that you would see. So you'd hear contestants saying, I would like natural science for 500, please, Alex. So not obviously literally the same classification and the same categories, but it has that semblance of it. I'm going to go back to the eClassroom here, the course page, to give you an idea of the Library of Congress classification system. So this is what COSTAT uses. And instead of 10 categories, which the Dewey Decimal Classification System uses, there are 10 classifications or 10 categories. The Library of Congress Classification System has 21 categories that run from A all the way to Z, because we are using the alphabet, of course. Um, so there are 21 categories, but of course there are 26 letters in the alphabet. So it is with the exclusion of five um, five letters or five classifications. And there, I won't get into too much of the theory behind it, but suf suffice it for you to know that there are 21 categories or classifications in the Library of Congress classification system and 10 categories in the Dewey Decimal Classification System. So very important. So hope you're keeping up. I'm going back to the NALIS OPAC, Online Public Access Catalog, and looking at the results page for our search on climate change. So if you have your call number that has 551.6, if you go to the, if you go to the Dewey Classification System handout, you will see that 500s falls under the category of natural sciences and mathematics, and it's specifically 551. So we see it here, earth sciences, which is of course the specific category or classification for climate change, earth sciences. At the end of the call number, you will see KR, and that's simply the first two letters of the author's last name. So you have KR, KR. So it's a specific identifier for each book. Each book has a specific call number, and you usually find that on the spine or the side of the book. And then we come to this letter at the very beginning. The J here stands for juvenile. Now this is very important because you are college students, not juvenile. Juvenile will be for students or children, under the age of 12. So unless you are doing a climate change project for your own children, nephews, nieces, whomever, this book, even though it has climate change, it looks like it's, on target. It even gives you, the library tells you specifically it's Scarborough Children's Library. So this is actually in Tobago. So unless you are in Tobago and you are a child, this book will not be the best one for you. You also want to look, another one to the front here is YA. Some of you may know that, and the library down here tells you, if you didn't guess, YA stands for young adult. So again, this may be helpful, but you want to select a book that is appropriate to your age and stage. So lots of YA, lots of YA. J. Let's see if we can find one that's not. More J's. More J's. There must be a way. I am going to go back to the advanced search and see if we can filter out, or maybe at the side here, filter out juvenile. So we want exclude. We're going to exclude. Let's see if we can select view all material type. We want to exclude juvenile, young adult, anything to do with young adult and juvenile, we're going to exclude. Let's see, exclude. Great, so that limits us to, it did not exclude juvenile completely. Not sure why. All right, we'll skip past that. You can see the results have been narrowed to 77. You definitely got a book that seems appropriate for your level. So we have climate change perspectives. REF stands for reference. So this book will not be able to be borrowed. You won't be able, this is not a book for loan. It's a book for reference. So that's REF is very important. You can't walk out the library with it. And Yes, so this book may be appropriate. If your research topic was on climate change, here's another one, The International Politics of Climate Change. So all of them you see climate change is highlighted. Okay, and none of these are J, juvenile, or YA, young adult. Very good. Okay, so I'm going back to the worksheet. And as I said, you decide which one of these you want to use, whether you want to use Costats library or analysis library. Let's also have a look at um, EBSCOhost. I'm supposed to have that. Yes. So EBSCOhost, you can also access ebooks using the discovery service. So remember when you were looking for journal articles, I highlighted using only the right side because this section here, this list of databases here, all would have journal articles specifically. The discovery service is going to allow you to use pull from Costat's e-book collection, electronic book collection. So I'm going to search in the specific database, subject database, environment science, full text searching. I'm going to click on that. Okay, good. So we're in the discovery service section, which was on the right, sorry, on the left of the page. I'm going to do a simple search. I just want to do climate change and hoax, similar to what I would have done. I don't mind Trump for now. I just want to see what happens. I click on search. Okay. So we want to see if we can find specifically books. Source types. I'm going to go down. I'm going to select books alone because I want to find an ebook. Okay, sorry, not books, ebooks. I see only one. There's only one ebook. So let's see what we can have. Wonderful. Oh, this does not give me much. Social psychology. Maybe they mention psychology. Maybe they mention climate change in there. Let's try an advanced search and see if we can get better results. So climate change. I'm going to move hoax down here. Get rid of my and because it's already here. Select a field. I want it in title, and it can be anywhere. Hoax can be anywhere in the text. Okay. So I want full text, of course. Let's see if it's available in library collection. I'm going to see if we can find an ebook. All right. It's not giving me the option for electronic book in the advanced search. So I'm going to click search first. Publish date. I just selected full text. Okay. Let's try available in library collection. See if we can get a physical book. Again, it's giving me journal articles. Okay, this is a newspaper and we want a book. So we're going to make sure that we only get books and there are no ebooks. So this is not going to work out well because there are no books or ebooks on climate change and hoax, it seems. Okay, so you can't select any of these results because all of these are periodicals, not books. And for section 3, newspaper, we want actual books. So we're going to take out hoax. And let's see if we can get an ebook. I'm going to hit search again. This is going to yield a lot of results. Okay, way too many. 35,749 results. too many, but I am seeing a book here. So this is an ebook. This is good. Climate Change, 5 years after Kyoto. I believe I saw that title in, um, yes, that's also, it was also in the COSTAT um, when we use the OPAC. But if you wanted, you can get this as, I believe, as an ebook. Let's see if we can select ebook again. Source types, click on show more. Not seeing ebook coming up again. We had ebooks before. Okay, no ebooks. So we know for sure this is a book because it says book. These don't count. They're journal articles. Let's click on this. Do we get this as an ebook? Okay. It doesn't say if it's an ebook. If it were an ebook, we'd be able to click on it and access it. So this does not look like an ebook. Okay. If I move it out of the title, I'm going to do all text. See if that helps me a little bit. Okay, we have even more results. Full text. I'm going to take off available in library collection. I think that was what was stumping it before. So I'm going to go to title, climate change title. I removed available in library collection because we want an ebook. We don't want the hassle of going to any library to find a book. So I'm going to go back to show more for source types. And here we have ebooks in the title, update. And there are only 14. Okay. This may not be, I'm going to switch this back to title. So it takes some getting used to. It's not much you have to do. Okay, I need to go back. So it's climate change. I want in the title. I am going back. It seems to have removed my ebooks. Doesn't seem to have any ebooks with climate change in the title. That's very interesting. Let's try climate change in the abstract. Search. 113,000. I only want it as an ebook though. Let's see. Go to source. Nothing. So there are no ebooks. I'm going to try it as all text. Search. Okay. Let's go to ebooks, source type, show more. Ebooks, same 14. Okay. We can scroll through 14. This doesn't look, and it did not keep my phrase search. It's searching change by itself. I don't see anything about climate change here. Nothing. This did not help me. Social psychology. Rethink. Nothing about climate change, it seems. Okay. So that did not go down very well. Very interesting. Okay. So apparently there are no ebooks in COSTAT's collection on climate change. However, it does have actual books of climate change in the if you want a print hard copy of a book, right? So remember we have these 10. Yeah, these 10 books, these 10 options. So you can get a physical book. Okay? All right. So I'm going back to our worksheet. For section C, you are required to select just one book Read, select, and write 3 sentences that are relevant to your thesis statement. You are then to enclose, so this is an exact quotation, right? You're pulling an excerpt straight from the book. 3 sentences, so sentence 1, sentence 2, sentence 3, and then for each of those sentences that are relevant to your thesis statement, you want to enclose the sentences in quotation marks because they are um, direct quotes, and then write the page number or numbers, and I would add in brackets next to your quotation. And that is preparing you to create an in-text citation for when you do your final essay. So we'll talk about that a little more for the final assignment. Okay, so 3 sentences, 3 direct quotes from the book, and then in brackets, put where you found that quotation, which page um, in the book you've selected. For D, you're expected to evaluate, so you're using the same CRAP evaluation sheet. You're looking at the currency when the book was published, its relevance to your thesis statement, your research topic. You're looking at the authority, the author, um, his or her credentials, or whether it's an organization that published the book, what credentials they have, are they qualified to write on the topic, accuracy in terms of here you're looking at facts and not fiction. So don't find a book on fiction um, for your research, please. It has to be a non-fiction book. Um, you want to look at the purpose, whether it is to persuade, whether it is to enlighten. Who is the audience? Is it for students, teachers? Is it a manual? All that information you want to get in your evaluation. You're then expected to create a citation, whether it's APA, MLA, or Chicago for your book. And creating a citation for a book is the easiest and the simplest type of citation or citation format that you'll be expected to do. So by now you would know that you always start off with the author's last name. You must have some form of first name, whether it's initials or not. It depends on whether you use which citation style you're using. You would have information about the publication date, the publisher, and of course the title of the book. I didn't give it in the correct sequence. I was just uh, highlighting the specific elements of the citation. So you need to go back to BibMe or Cite This For Me or whatever citation manual you are using to create your citations for this section. Okay, then of course you have your journal entry. A lot of you are quite adept at this by now, so keep up the good work in reflecting on your process so far. And then for this final section, as I would have said earlier, you are formatting your list of citations in a reference list or works cited list or bibliography. Okay, works cited list is if you are using MLA, references if you are using APA, and bibliography is generally an umbrella term for the two, to say that these are the sources that you are using, or at least consulted, but you may not necessarily cite within your essay when it comes to that point. Okay, so some instructions for guidelines and instructions for formatting your list of citations to wrap up assignment 3 is that you are collating or putting together the citations from this assignment, the 3 citations, your website, your journal article, and your book. So that's 3, coupled with the citations from assignment 2. That would be your encyclopedia, dictionary, thesaurus, and a statistical source. So that's 3 plus 4 is 7. So your 7 citations that you will be compiling in this section here. And how are they to be arranged? There's a specific arrangement. The entries or each citation must be arranged alphabetically according to the author's last name. That's very important. Um, in terms of formatting, use Times New Roman 12 font size, double spacing throughout, and a hanging indent. Now I'll give you a good idea as to what that looks like. Right? If you go to, we're going to scroll back up to the section, it would have been your second week, so week 2, where information was given on, yes, the resources had to do with plagiarizing, citations, fair use, copyright, etc. There is, in that section, oh, sorry, it would be week 3. Forgive me, week 3, my apologies. It's in week 3 where we continued avoiding plagiarism, but the emphasis was on citation styles. That's correct. So I went to this link here, reference list, basic rules. So I clicked on that, and in there you would see, right, so it gives you basic information how to create your references list. All lines after the first line of each entry in your reference list should be indented. Lots of reading, so blah, 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 blah. But if you want a good sample, you will scroll down here on the left and you'll see APA sample paper. And you scroll down here. So this is the actual paper, but we want the references list. So we scroll down to the end, all the way to the bottom of the page. Yes, here we are. So we have our title references, and you will see our entries listed or arranged in alphabetical order. So Cummings, then Who, Tidwell, and then Underwood, 4. And they are not bulleted, they're not numbered. Instead, each citation is indented after the first line. So you will see indented. So everything except the first line of each citation is indented to the right. You always start your reference list below here on a new page, center the title references to the top, and alphabetize the entries. So you don't underline. In this case, this is APA. So you don't underline or italicize the title. And that's what it should look like. That's your sample. I can scroll down for MLA. You should get the similar thing. For MLA, okay. What is this? We're still in APA. It's MLA style formatting and style guide. We're going to try that. And it should be a sample paper. Yes, so MLA sample paper. We scroll down to the end of the sample paper, all the way down. And you will see it's works cited is the title given. And except for one or two differences, you will see again that everything, only the first line of each citation is not indented. So you indent to the right after the first line of each citation. You see it's in alphabetical order again. Allen, Baker, Danhoff, Demery, Drown, etc. Okay. All right. What else to pay attention to? Going back to the worksheet, you're going to look at the rubric, of course. Please do not delete the rubric for this exercise. I need it to grade. So you get a maximum of 5 marks for searching. Apply specific and appropriate search terms and techniques. So that's important. That's your search your search strings as well as the limiters that you would use, identifying and listing the main ideas. So that will be pulled out in many different areas for, I think, the C section of each of your of each section. So is it C or D? Maybe E. So there's a section within each section, a question that asks you to either summarize or give a direct quote, more or less judging how relevant the information is to your research topic. Then you evaluating this resource according to the specific evaluation criteria, which will be the CRAP criteria. So that would be currency, relevance, authority, accuracy, and purpose. So you want to make sure that you develop your ideas for each of those evaluation criteria. And then you want to make sure that your citations are accurately done. So you get a maximum of 10 marks for that. That's a lot of marks. So you have to come good. And finally, you get, yes, 5 marks in this case for your journal. Yes, you get an additional, that's 5 marks. So you would have done 3 journal entries for this reflective journal, and you're getting 5 marks. So that's an easy 5 marks there. Okay. And again, at the end, in this appendix, you have the reminder of the CRAP evaluation criteria. So that's it for assignment 3. You can look out for information, added information, of course, in the course update forum. I will be posting that soon. By the time you get this video, that information should be posted in the course update forum. And of course, you'll be looking at week 11, okay, of your course page. And just a little reminder that in week 12, you have your quiz, your review quiz, and then you have the submission of your assignment 3 in week 13. So I will send all of those reminders in the course update forum. And of course, if you have any questions, please let me know. Okay, so that's it for assignment 3.